Yo, hope everyone's doing well. This is a really short one. Well, it depends. Let's see how I feel. But the other day, I came to the realization that though my output is not that bad, my win rate is actually not that bad either. My P&L curve was quite stagnant for my liking, and it wasn't really moving. So, in order to counter that, I was thinking, how can I actually improve this? So what it comes down to is your winners need to be bigger than your losers for you to be profitable in the long run, right? So what makes the most sense? You need to make your winners bigger. And the only reason, sorry, not the only reason, the only logical conclusion I came up with is just scale into your winners. I always knew about this um, approach or strategy, but I never really agreed with it because I thought it brought too much risk to the table and it doesn't really offer you any safety net. But yesterday I had my biggest ever trading win because of that. So I wanted to really explore the option, kind of dissect how I went about it, what was my thought process, and how did I minimize risk. And but yeah, that's basically it. Um, this is still very new to me, so I may private this if I find there's something incorrect or something's not really working. But in the meantime, yeah, I mean, I've done this twice now. Um, First time was my biggest, and the second time was really big as well. So um, let's just get straight into it. Really, first things first, I was struggling with the price action. So we had the big sweep here, and initially I had dollar cost averaged in this like general area. If I bring up my tweet, where is it? Um, I had this going on basically, so it was an average entry of about 82k, but that doesn't really matter. Um, so yeah, so after which I said, you know what, there's not really much point holding this. It's probably gonna chop around here anyway. So let's let it do its thing. So uh, here we can see there's a range forming here. So it's probably gonna be choppy like that for some time. So now it's supply and demand game. You know, I've got no issues. Sorry, let me just put this back here. I've got no issues playing the supply and demand game. I love it. So yeah, so yesterday, if we just go back here, take it back a bit, I had entered along here. I saw clusters of liquidity here sticking out like a sore thumb. Um, and normally I'd play this to liquidity to demand, but demand was quite far out. And if you actually see, there was a market structure break here. So you had the low, you had a high, you had a lower low, market structure break here. How I like to play these is there will be an SR which is right here, and it will like to what you call it? It comes back into the SR of the market structure break. So you have the high, low, lower, low, breakdown market structure massively. I did not expect this price action. Um, and yeah, and it comes back down here. So you had a fair value gap here. Happy to enter that. I closed that for a small win, so yeah, doesn't really matter. Now, if we zoom in here, I had this H4 marked out. So you're coming closer, closer. So you drop in now, put a PVP here, lines up with the PVP. If you do it from here to here, this is what I was after. So it's kind of on the upper bound of the H4. Cool. So naturally, I put my first short here. Um, Around there with my stop, and I was targeting initially it was a big SR flip, so I was targeting around, what was it, this SR flip, this one, there we go. Yep, was it that one? Or was it this one? This one. Yep. Cool. So I was targeting around that. That was the trade. That so it was 2R. So if we zoom in, we get our tag. So then that's when I had the brilliant idea of let me try scale in, see what happens. If it blows, it blows. Don't really mind. The most I'll lose is probably about 2 or 3R, which I can handle. It's not the end of the world, but I was very interested to see how this could actually work. So first of all, I want to point out that when you're dealing with low time frames, you want to dumb it down as much as you can. People are doing the same thing. Can you imagine on a low time frame, you don't have much time to actually think about it. So you need to catch people out, but in a smooth way, if that makes sense. And what it really comes down to is mastering your support and resistances. That's plain as day. That's what I found so far. It works on the low time frames like a gem because you don't have a lot of time to think on the low time frame, so you can't draw these liquidity marking out where the volume is most active, da 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 da, candle price, whatever. SRs are your best friend here. So first SR here is you can see you had support, 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 flip to resistance, at last fake out, and then bang. Um, yeah, so you can take this general area here for that. So so yeah, I waited for rejection further, which it does come through, and then here I said, you know what, F it, I'm just gonna size down again here, and this time I put my stop above this recent higher, and same target here. So then yeah, I let price play out a bit more, and then here we have supply being created. And you know what? Instead of these, I'm gonna actually put these will be easier to one sell and another sell right underneath it. So it's about like that. So we have 2 units of a sell now. Yeah. Now straight away, what do I see? I see supply being formed here. So they're now sticking out to me like a sore thumb. Um, we can mark this out as a H1 supply. So then already I can see clear shift now because it's taking out this structure here. Clear shift to the downside at least for the medium term. Medium term being H1, H4. Cool. So now things are looking good. If you zoom into the 15-minute, this is a structure I like to play where it basically violates the last previous high and it's this acts as a deviation. So what it will tend to do is come here and reject off here. It's kind of like a head and shoulders, if you will. I define it as a deviation because that's the most effective way it price will regress down. So then now I see this and I say, okay, cool. I've got another order waiting here, but I'll be honest, I wasn't that patient, and I had entered around I want to say 90k. It was about here. Here I entered, yeah, on this candle, and I could have gotten a slightly better entry, as you can see. Clear rejection of that. And remember how I said it's all about support resistance? Well, if you draw that here, that's a clear support resistance right here. Here. Um, there's three major confluences here. So you've got support resistance, you've got the deviation set. You can also say it's a change in structure, and you got the H1 supply. So there's so many factors here. I don't know why I was impatient and entered here. I could have entered here, and I have basically 3 orders on the in the entry. So yeah, so as we can see, this pattern, the deviation pattern, rejection here, bleeds straight away. So that's fine. Um, now, if I go back to the H1, I can see again supply has been created again. So really, I'm looking for a like sharp move if I can back into this block here before the last move down. That'll be a dream. That'll be my last entry. See what I can do there. So if I go down to the 15-minute, I want a bit of a precise entry, and I think it gave it to me in the form of, if I remember correctly, it did give it to me there. So it was, at the time it was showing me in this general area it was 90.5. If I can get it, let me see. Let's try that. Alright, you're gonna have to take my word for it. It was showing 90.5. Um, and yeah, if you do a fib as well, it was about 90.5. So yeah. Anyway, so I waited for price to come up to here, and again you can see there's a little SR zone here. It's another confluence 90.5. So I was happy to wait for that. So if we wait, there. I had another one at 90.550, I think it was, about there. And then after which I had supply, entered on supply, entered on supply. Then I was perfectly happy to let this play out. And yeah, big candle here. So all in all, I had one, two, three, um, 4 units of risk, and it worked out to be about 11R um, gain for me, which was my biggest P&L trade, which was over £1,000, I'll say, well over £1,000. So yeah, I will make more videos on this soon, um, on how I can refine my strategies and improve here again and again and again. But the main thesis is if I had to break it down, you have your, let's say, you have your general idea. So number one, you have your general plan, and this will be on the D1 and H4. Let's say, yeah. Two, you have your entry and your invalidation. And then thirdly is you paint the scene by highlighting all the low time frame, supply, and demand. And then fourthly is you basically play a tug of war with the supply and demand. So if there's supply created, you try to get on the supply. If there's demand created, vice versa, you try to get on the demand. You want to play the support resistance game, like I said. So fourthly is you play the SD, SR, LTF, everything basically. You just have to. It comes with practice, but I promise you, it's not that hard. If we just visit this again, you had the deviation play with the supply. Again, you had a deviation play again, and you had the deviation play again. So this whole SR was crucial. You within this, you have little smaller SRs. Um, you can imagine this entry, you had this SR here. With this entry, you had this SR here. So there was a lot. There was a lot to really unpack, but the main thing was the supply and demand. And if the general idea is right, so for example, this move here down here was always going to happen. Like if you are in the markets long enough, this is a very classic textbook move. So um, I would say this is not a type of position that will play often. This is something you probably do once a week at that. So yeah, take what you need to take from this video. I'm just showing you what's possible with this strategy when used correctly, when implementing strict rules and management, what you can do. Um, I wasn't having the best of runs prior to this, and this really has set me up for a good a good couple weeks ahead, I reckon, a good gas. So I can lose quite a few trades, and it still won't eat into the P&L that I've just made. So yeah, that's it really. Hope you found it helpful. So yeah, thank you.